Basketball fans, welcome back. So in the last and final game, we saw APR match up against the Nairobi City Thunder, and this game was decided by only 3 points. And it was brought about by Obadiah Noel's three that sealed off and made sure that APR won it, and it was a dagger three at the clutch. And this matchup, regardless of the outcome, APR are going to go ahead and qualify for the BAL playoffs. But for the Thunder, the road ended when the Thunder went 0 for 4 after that loss against Al Ahly Tripoli in the second matchup. Even with that win against MBB, it did not add anything to the Thunder qualifying to the BAL playoffs because of the poor point differential that the Thunder had, which we're going to get to. So the Thunder were behind Alberto Dero's 29-point performance, and on the surface level, you say that this team was clicking, it was all cylinders. But Alberto Dero's 29 points should not be underestimated, because when Brad Hibbs and the Thunder coaching staff decided to put the reins on the offense on this guy, he delivered. And had the Thunder gone to this guy earlier in the tournament, things would have been different. Instead of going with Ganapamo, I know the Thunder needed to justify that signing. The outcome would have been different, and they would have at least won at least 2 games. But nonetheless, we have to deal with this outcome. Then Alou Diarra, even with him coming off from injuries and being in minutes restriction, he dropped a strong 22 points and 17 boards. And he was one of the most reliable pieces for the APR team. And you see he dropped in his 16 points, Will Davis with his 14. Will Davis had a double-double of his own of 14 points and 10 boards. So the Thunder shot 42% from the field and 46% on 2-point field goals. And even with 34% shooting from downtown, which was higher than what APR had, the most important 3-point shot that APR hit was late in the game, and APR only had 4 3-point shots made out of 19 attempts. So the Thunder, even despite having a high volume, when it really mattered, the APR team knew when to strike. And especially in the fourth quarter, where everything imploded, where the Thunder were limited to a quarter low 13 points. Where the game mattered, the Thunder could not show up. And the main thing that was concerning was the amount of fouls that the Thunder players had. So UC had 4 personal fouls, Garangding had 4 personal fouls, Alberto Dero had 4, and Telongwe had 4. So combined, these 4 players had a combined of 16 fouls, because, my God, their defense was hampered to the point where even Brad Hibbs and the Thunder coaching staff, if they put them and they risk them putting there, they will have fouled out of the game. But that risk, nonetheless, was taken there. And with Telongwe's 4 personal fouls, it hindered his defense and it hindered his offense. And he was not effective because he put up a stinker with 3 points in this game. And one thing that's going to be swept under the rug is his performance. But here, he's going to get all the smoke, because had Telongwe played well and Garangding had played well, this would not have been the outcome, because we let the APR team get a comeback, similar to what we saw with the MBB team in the first time we played MBB. We let MBB erase an 18-point lead from the Thunder, and they went ahead and won. Similar to this, but in this case, it was an 8 to 10-point lead that the Thunder had throughout the game. And even every single time it was 8 points, the APR team would come in and score at least a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer, and they would cut the lead to 6. And it was just a seesaw. But when the APR team decided to go ahead and strike, that's when they did the most damage, because they made sure to get points from the free throw line because of our poor defense and fouling, and they made sure to kill us from the 3 ball. And even the threes that they hit, they didn't even hit a lot of threes. The killer 3-pointer dagger came in the hands of Obadiah Noel, and it was late in the game. It was only 3 seconds left in the game, and he was able to hit that 3. So the APR team did not hit a lot of threes. They only had 4 threes made out of 19 attempts to the Thunder's 8. But still, they were confident enough to be able to trust the 3 ball late in the game. It was a deep 3 as well. And the Thunder are just eating crow right now. And even Alberto Dero's performance is so sad because had the Thunder won this game, his performance will have, it will have been amplified more. But unfortunately, the Thunder choked on this one, and it's going to add on to the choke list that we've seen. And if you look at MBB's, the way the MBB game ended, and look at how this game ended, they ended in similar ways. The difference was MBB, when they hit that three, they were down and they won by 1 point. And this one, had the Thunder played solid defense, which they couldn't because the main star players had fouled out and they didn't want to foul on the three, the game will have gone to overtime. And I was actually holding my breath and seeing that if the Thunder went to overtime, the result will have been somewhat different. But it's unfortunate that the Thunder had to lose in this fashion. And there was nothing that the Thunder could do. And this was sad because the APR team, they were able to draw as many fouls because they went to the free throw line 24 times. They made 19 free throws. That's 79%. While the Thunder only had 12 attempts and they only made 6. So you could see the ability to draw fouls and get to the line was much more superior from the APR team. And the reason as to why the Thunder failed at that part was the fact that they think that fouling is playing defense. And there's a huge difference between fouling and playing good defense. Because if you foul, you're costing the team, and the other team will go to the line and shoot too. So that's one thing that they failed to. They tried to go physical, and it stabbed them in the back. And man, even the new guys who were brought in outside the imports, you could see UC and Will Davis were the only guys that the Thunder front office, and I can even say the coaching staff, decided to dedicate a lot of minutes. But Ganapamo was given a DNP, Kennedy Oshiro was the DNP, David Etiang, Cheng Diong, and Paul Ereng did not play in this game. So we had 5 players who did not play. And even the BAL Elevate player only played 2 minutes and 56 seconds. So the whole rotation was only limited to 7 players. And Brad Ames decided to go with those 7 players, despite them having a lot of fouls. Because 4 of those players who were being relied upon had 16 fouls combined. So it was a huge gamble on Brad Ames and the Nairobi Thunder's coaching staff. But it led to the outcome, and our defense was hampered because of the fouling, the constant fouling, and it led us to losing. And even to finish off the third quarter, it was 16 points for the Thunder and 20 points for APR. You would have thought that the Thunder would have come out strong with a strong fourth quarter, similar to what we saw from MBB. But because of the fouling and because of the poor defensive schemes that Brad Ames and the coaching staff had, and the poor offense that we had, it led to the Thunder only scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter. So it is a very sad way to go out, especially in the manner that which we went out. And looking at even the players that are supposed to even be scoring options and lead by example, somebody like Tyler, 3 points in a game that was a must-win for at least to finish with a 2-game winning streak, couldn't get the job done. And he was a non-factor on offense, and I can even say a non-factor on defense. The only thing that he brought to this game was his 5 rebounds and 4 assists and 1 steal. That was the only thing. At least he had no turnovers. But the guy that was the turnover machine in this one was Alberto Dero. Even with his 29 points, the man could not even assist the ball, and he turned over the ball 6 times. Eugene Adera was also a non-factor on offense despite playing 24 minutes. 3 points, 1 of 4 shooting, not good enough. And 1 of 1 from the line, or 1 of 2 from the line, which was at least. But even Telongwe could not even draw fouls and even get to the line. Ariel Okal was out there doing some cardio. The only thing that he did was grab 2 rebounds, turn over the ball 1 time and 1 steal. So, I mean, it is what it is. Then you see played no damn near like 29 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 16 shooting. He was 4 of 9 on 2-point field goals on 2 of 7 from downtown. He had 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 5 rebounds, 1 steal. and 2 blocks. So that was interesting. He had more blocks than Ariel Okal, and despite Ariel Okal playing a lot of cardio, couldn't even block a shot. So yeah, that was sad. And the major statistic that Will Davis brought in this one was he had a block rating of 5. And yeah, that's just about it. So I mean, the Thunder, the way they finished this game was not the best, and the reliance of the players that gave the team success in the previous game. Yes, it worked out, but they were in serious foul trouble, and there was a high likelihood that it would have altered everything. And there was not too much scoring productivity coming from the other players outside Albert Odero, UC, and Will Davis. So yeah, I mean, Will Davis, he had a block rating of 5 and 1 block. So he recorded 1 block. It's something that Ariel Okal couldn't do. So this this squad, I was monitoring their final game performance because majority of the times when teams play their final game, they've got nothing to lose or gain. They just kind of throw it away. But you could see the Thunder try to fight, but it was not good enough to be able to even win a single game. And even the player rotation was the worst. And we had multiple players playing north of 30 minutes. We had 4 players playing north of 30 minutes, playing the game the whole time. And even despite their inefficiency, Brad Eves and the Thunder decided to keep these guys in the game. They thinking that they are going to deliver the win. But even when the game really, when they were supposed to show up in the game, they couldn't get the job done at the end of the day. So yeah, that was sad. Obadianol didn't even score as much, and he was 1 of 1 from downtown. So that was the fourth and final 3 that APR hit in the whole game, and it turned out to be the game-winning 3. Alou Diarra, even despite being on minutes restriction and being coming off an injury, he was still good and still productive. Something that you can't say the top, quote-unquote, top Thunder players couldn't do. And yeah, I mean, it was sad. Some players are out here playing cardio like Ariel Okal, and I can even say to some extent Tyler Ongwae. You would expect somebody like Tyler Ongwae to lead this team by example, but if you look at his performance, it's very pathetic. And also, Garang Ding still had a dud performance, 9 points. I mean, in damn near like 35 minutes, only 9 points he could get. He was 2 of 3 from downtown, but man, he's and only 1 field goal made. That was not good enough for somebody who's expected to at least score 10 to 15 points or even 20 points per game. Not good enough at all. Eugene Adera, somebody who's supposed to facilitate, he did facilitate with four assists, but his assist to turnover ratio is the worst. And yeah, I mean, it's very pathetic to see the Thunder play like this. And in the last and final game, you can see all these bad performances, all these poor performances will be swept under the rug, and they're going to be given a hall pass. And they say, at least we won 1 game. You see the Thunder fans coming out and say that, oh, we are still proud of you. You represented better. At least we won 1 game. So the bar has been set so low, and I'm going to address that in a video I'm going to make moving forward on a closer look, or the real reason as to why the Thunder failed in BAL. So it's very sad, and it will be more of me sharing my thoughts on the Thunder. So I'm going to stick to statistically what happens in this video. So the Thunder really stunk up the bed in this one, especially in the fourth, and the game, you could just see the Thunder were not as comfortable as they might thought they would be, even despite having 30 bench points, 22 second chance points, and 15 fast break points, and 44 boards. The Thunder still struggled, and they kind of choked away this game in the fourth because of their inability to play good, solid defense and fouling a lot. And that's the reason as to why they failed in this one. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I'm going to put it forward so that people can understand what's really going on with the Thunder. So as we speak, the teams are already set. APR and Al Ahly Tripoli are the only teams to make it out of the Nile Conference. The Thunder finished with a 1-5 record. It's amazing to see that some people, some brainless, diehard Thunder fans thought that if the Thunder won this game, they will have already qualified. They're thinking that this is the KBF playoffs. I mean, the only guaranteed playoffs that the Thunder are going to qualify for is the KBF playoffs and not the BAL playoffs. The Thunder have shown that they lack the ability to compete in the top flight, and that win against MBB means virtually nothing in the grand scheme of things because they beat a team that even didn't qualify for BAL. Had they even been able to beat a team like APR or Al Ahly Tripoli, the wound will have held more weight. But beating a team that couldn't even qualify, it's funny to me because even if you look at MBB, the best performance they had was when they beat APR, and at least they beat a team that qualified for the BAL playoffs. So there's not too much weight I can hold on that MBB win because they beat a team that didn't qualify. At least they will have beat a team that qualified. They will have shown that they did something. But being 1 of 5 and beating a team that didn't qualify, I can't say it's similar to going 0 for 6 like Stade Malien, but we are the second worst team in the whole of BAL because we are the bottom pile. And there's no disputing that because it's factual and it already happened. And the players that you expect to ball out and play well produce dud games. Like Talongo had a dud game in this one. Garang Ding had a dud game. And had they even scored at least 10 points each, or even like Garang Ding, had he even hit like 2 layups prior to the game getting close, or even at the clutch in the fourth, the outcome would have been different. If you look at even Tyler Ongwae, had he even dropped at least 10 to 12 points, things would have been different. But looking at how inefficient he is and the lack of sync that the offense has, it leads to such outcomes. And the Thunder right now just have to wait and watch the BAL playoffs from back home in Nairobi and continue with their demolition jobs on below average tomato can teams here in KBF. Go ahead and win the title and try to go to Road to BAL again. And Road to BAL 6 is not guaranteed. And all I must just say is I'm very disappointed in the Thunder. I know a lot of people are patting them in the back because they always cling on to the hope. And they say that, the Thunder are good. Even despite the outcome, the Thunder will still make it. But if you look at the game statistically and you look at the film and you look at how the Thunder played and you use logic and use facts and you look at those two and you be rational with it all, you will see that the Nairobi Thunder had the most underwhelming performance. They showed to be one of the most overrated teams in Kenyan basketball. They only know how to beat below average teams and they can't compete in the top flight. And the division or the team of people that did the player recruitment or even the player signings will have a lot of questions to answer to the Thunder front office because you cannot bring somebody like Evans Ganapamo, somebody who's a certified failure. The man, the Cape Town Tigers, when he played, they didn't do anything. The Cape Town Tigers went to the semis last year when Ganapamo was not there. Evans Ganapamo played for Bangui, and Bangui couldn't even make it to the playoffs, the BAL playoffs in BAL Season 4. So the Thunder signed somebody who's a certified failure. Even in one of the videos I made when the Thunder lost, and it was a long one, a South African came out and told me in the comments, he said, don't trust Ganapamo at the clutch. He's somebody who can't get the job done when it matters. And you could even see in the previous game against MBB and this one against APR, the man has played limited minutes in these ones. And you could see the Thunder did not need him because Albert Odero was there all along. You could see the over-reliance on this Evans Ganapamo guy was the problem. And not even giving a guy like Kennedy Washira minutes was an issue that I didn't understand because this is a guy who's a swingman, he's a shooting guard. Could have even helped at the Albert Odero, could have even assisted. But it's unfortunate that the Thunder coaching staff are very short-sighted. And I really don't even think that the Thunder players or even the Thunder management or the coaching staff understand on how to read the stat sheet. Because if you look at the stat sheet, you'll see Garangding was a -2. Eugene Adera a -13. Actually, Eugene Adera was the worst player in this game because he had a negative +1 or -13. Albert Odero had a -4, Arelokara -4. The reasons why Tyler is positive is because of his 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and no turnovers. But if you look at even his scoring, something that is supposed to be there in his bag, he can't do it. I don't know why he doesn't go for even at least trying to even go for like them second chance points. Because if you look at even the rebounding numbers, yes, we can lead in rebounds. But if you look at even the conversion rate, it's next to nothing. Because if you look at the rebounding that the APR team had late in the game, you'll see like when the ball misses, you'll see like 3 APR players going in to grab the rebound. And you'll see the Thunder players just run away and not even go for the rebound. You have somebody committing for the rebound and have some people go back on defense. So that means communication has been exposed, and a lot of people are going to sweep this game under the rug. And honestly, it's going to be sad that they're going to carry on with this mediocrity. But hey, I mean, some people just don't want to be told the truth, and I'm going to tell them the truth in the next videos to come. So stay tuned to that. And yeah, man. I mean, it's a very poor performance. The Thunder, even with 1-5 record, you'll still see people congratulating them, patting them on the back, telling them that they have done everything, knowing for very well that the watch party for the first game against APR was the worst. And they got battered. They got beat from pillar to post. And still people were just riding with the team thinking that the Thunder will bounce back. Is this the Thunder bouncing back? Did the Thunder bounce back here? Because it's unfortunate that people still are delusional and they've left their brain cells. They left their brain cells at home and not used logic when it comes to like Thunder basketball. Yes, we're supporting this team. We want this team to win. The goal was to make it to the BAL playoffs, similar to what they said in the interview that they did almost a week ago. But you could see whatever they were talking about and whatever happened was day and night. And they honestly lied to us. And I expect a lot of changes. I hope Evans Ganapamo is not going to come back. I hope they're not going to bring back Will Davis. And yeah, they're just going to cut those guys. I don't know if UC is going to come back. I don't think he's going to play for KBF. I don't think so. And you're just going to revert back to the roster that they had for KBF. And let's see what they are going to do in the next road to BAL. Because, you know, it's going to be a hard one. There are no guarantees for BAL Season 6. And BAL 5 was the worst outing coming from the Nairobi City Thunder. Yeah, so it is what it is. So do drop me your comments down in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell, get notified because I'm going to be releasing a lot of videos of this nature. And I'm out. Peace.